Hey, present family. I just wanted to drop in on you right now and share some thoughts and insights I've been having. Very strong to the point where I can't really just stop and plan a video. I just had to sit and say this to you. Some of us have been being very hard on ourselves. Been hard on ourselves because we think we should be further along. We think, why am I still struggling with this issue when it comes to showing up for myself? I need for you to understand that when you're addressing any type of trauma, especially generational trauma, you're talking about generations of people thinking a certain way and teaching you and other people to think a certain way, people that you are a part of their culture or a part of their family or a part of their group or their organization. And you decide no more. Many times you're going to be the person that's considered the truth teller. And truth tellers don't get parades and parties necessarily in a family situation, especially when there's generational trauma. Oftentimes that person is relegated to being the black sheep of the family. They've already been the scapegoat of the family many times. And so that's not going to be an easy journey. And I understand that. I really do. Because myself, I've had to experience that. Many of us have. But what you will experience is a freedom and a liberation that comes with knowing that you're not going to be the one it continues with. People say, oh, well, then that runs in my family. It can be a health situation. It can be a type of energy or a belief system. And then you many times will say, yeah, I know I got to be careful because it runs in my family. No, say, you know what, it runs out with me. The buck stops here. When you're doing this work that I talk about on this channel oftentimes of showing up for yourself, you'll stop at certain points and think, what am I doing? This is hard. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe I should just not be so difficult. Maybe if I just was a little different. No. That's part of that trauma speaking to you. And then you have those days where you may feel particularly vulnerable, especially like holidays and birthdays and anniversaries and, times where it normally calls for you to be with family or that group of people. And I'm here to share with you that you're not the only one. Just continue in your work. Some of you are treating generational years and years and generations worth of trauma that you're dealing with within yourself because it's been placed upon you, and these values and beliefs and thoughts have been placed in you after generations of being perpetrated over and over again on the next generation. You're treating it like it can turn around like you're turning around a jet ski. When in all actuality, it's like turning around a freaking cruise ship. I read somewhere that some cruise ships, you have to, when the captain tries to stop the cruise ship has to go another mile before it even comes to a stop. Like the process of stopping takes a whole mile. Imagine it taking a mile to stop your car. Now, if you translate that into what generational trauma, it's huge. Metaphorically, like a cruise ship of ancestral energy of well, that's the way we've always done it, and no one else has ever complained, and what's wrong with you? And we just accept it. That's just how she is. That's just how they are. It's going to take a minute. So be gentle with yourself. So I'm kind of just talking to you guys right now because this has just been weighing in my mind to say to you, be gentle with yourself. Use your support systems. You are not, quote unquote, I hate to use that word because I know that in the mental health field and people that have mental issues, but this is the word that's used many times on you. You're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. It's the thing that's right with you that's trying to prevail, but you're fighting a system sometimes. And it can get really dark and lonely if you're not careful, if you isolate and go within yourself and try to handle this. Just remind yourself you're not the only one, that there are systems in place also to help you break through. So tap into those as you're able to. But overall, you're turning a cruise ship. You're not turning a jet ski. It's going to take time. And you don't have to pretend that everything is okay. You don't have to fake it till you make it. I heard someone say, depending on how you see this word, they said, faith it till you make it, meaning have the belief that it's happening. I may not see it. Some days I may even fall back into an old pattern. Some days I might even miss the toxicity because with the toxicity, at least I wasn't alone. It doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. I just wanted to encourage you. Keep on doing the work. Keep on spending time on yourself so that you can be healed and whole. And then Think about what's coming with that. The ability to then make adjustments in your life so that you can make adjustments for the family that you'll have if you choose to have a family, so that you can have healthy relationships, so that you can have healthy communion with other people and fellowship with other people in this society. And that, the toxicity and the trauma that you came up in, it doesn't continue to inform how you choose jobs and how you choose spiritual organizations and how you choose, relationships and partners in a negative way, so that you find yourself continuing to repeat the toxic patterns of the generational imbalances in your life. But rather, the healing that you're going through, the work that you're doing now will inform those things differently so that you can have healthy relationships, so that you can raise your kids in a healthy way. I just wanted to encourage you right now. Keep on moving forward. Anything behind you, just use it as fuel to propel you, but don't go back. Not now. If you're thinking of taking someone back that has been very toxic to you and you don't see any changes, but you feel like, well, now I'm strong enough to deal with that person because I'm equipped with better information, don't. Because just because you've changed, it's not going to change them. One of the issues with codependency is that you think, I can get all the information and then I can go back and rescue. No. You get the information, you get the understanding, and you live your life. Don't go back and be trying to Harriet Tubman situations that don't call for it, that you're going to get pulled back into. I needed to say this. It needed to be said. Be present for yourself.